we're back all together again, and I hope all that went okay. We're recording this part, but we're recording the second half of this episode before the first half of the episode that you just listened to. So, if it was a colossal...
We don't. You're saying it like the way you say things.
A very light piece of torso armor, chest armor, with this light gray feathered design.
Yeah, I am on board.
And you take it back to Leon, who flips through his book and very quickly locates this item. He says, okay, that is the featherweight cuirass. And it's an interesting piece of armor that increases the wearer's flexibility and mobility. The featherweight cuirass, it has the same AC as the armor that you are currently wearing, which is actually kind of impressive because it's definitely lighter. But it gives you +3 on every acrobatics check from now on.
Oh.
So any feats of flipping or things like that you want to do, you can now go have an easier time doing them. So I expect more stunts in the future from Magnus.
Sweet. Yes, especially since, as people who listen to this after the fact will know, I'm going to train in that with Carrie.
Yeah, unless you trained bad. I don't know.
Oh, okay, maybe I trained real bad.
He says, okay, please, who's next? Who's going to keep this streak alive?
Griffin, just so I know, is it like a cape or is it like a chest piece?
It's like a chest. It's like a chest piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to give our fan art people.
Well, and also you didn't know what it was.
I think fan art sounds diminutive. I think like co-creators.
Yeah, let's just say I want the artists.
Collaborators.
Oh,
That's good,
yeah.
Dad.
I want
Artistic
our collabo artists.
collaborators.
Because they put more work into it.
Then
I
we
guess
do,
is what I'm saying.
absolutely.
And we make all the money.
We don't make any money.
Oh, we don't make any money. No.
Not if there are. We don't. You're saying it like the way you say things.
No, we don't make any
Dad,
money.
did I
You do- you
inherit
still
my
do
inability
it.
to sound sincere from you?
That's it. You have that
But see, but you
sincerity
do
to
it for things that make you sound good. Dad does it for things that make him sound actively worse.
When he's telling the truth,
Yeah.
you sound
I'm
like
not
the
a bad
devil,
guy.
Dad.
No.
Who's up next on the candy train? He says and shakes the
right.
candy train. Oh,
You
here
can do
comes
this,
the
guys.
candy
Do all or
train
nothing.
Pulling into candy.
I'll go ahead
Town.
and go.
Who are you? I don't recognize your voice.
I'm Diabetic Merle.
Go. All right.
Candy means nothing to me.
That's a real. I don't know if that's a real character choice. It's a real Clint choice. I'm not saying.
take the
Hold on, I should
coin.
backpedal. Diabetes isn't a choice.
No, it's not.
It's a lifestyle.
In Dad's case, it was more of a lifestyle.
yeah. Thanks, Krispy Kreme. Okay.
Still shaking this candy in his hand. Ooh, chicka, 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 chicka. Here it comes.
I extend the coin.
He's biting his nails.
I'm getting closer and closer to Leon with it.
No, I shake a no-no can at him.
I put it in the slot.
Okay. Yes.
Spin the prize wheel. Oh, shnikey.
If it rolls on the floor, you don't get anything.
You got a negative. You got a nothing. An imaginary number.
17.
17. Have you rolled a 17? Hold on. Okay. You put the coin in the slot and turn the crank. A much smaller capsule comes out of the machine than the one that Magnus got. This one's actually more ovular. It's a bit longer. And as you open up the capsule, inside of it are some nerd-ass looking glasses. Like some real thick, boxy, like Elvis Costello brown tortoise shell shit.
Okay. Kind of six-string samurai kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, bit Buddy Holly, and you take it back to Leon, who flips through. There's actually apparently a lot of glasses in that machine because there's like several pages of glasses, and he locates the ones that you have pulled out, and he says,
BX-ray specs, BX-ray specs, BX-ray specs.
"No, not quite. These are called awareness frames." And they are some nerd-ass looking glasses, he says, that enhance the wearer's ability to perceive the truth and see things previously unseen. Which means that while you're wearing these glasses, you get +2 to both your perception and your investigation checks. So as long as you're wearing these, you'll be able to find things a little bit better and sort of discern the truth of things.
Okay, so +2 to perception.
And +2 to investigation. Leon falls to his knees and, like, crawls towards you, Taco, and says, Taco, please, set me free.
Taco.
Candy.
I cast blink.
What the? Okay, you disappear from this plane of existence and reappear in the ethereal plane.
All right, and I walk in the ethereal plane over, so I'm standing next to him.
Okay.
And then I reappear and snatch the candy from his hand and put my coin into it.
Make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
What?
Make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
That's an 18, baby.
Like Indiana Jones, you...
Wait. Hold on, I want to make sure that I can't add anything to it. Yeah, no. I add 3 to dexterity. That's 21.
21!
He, like, as soon as you do that, he just looks at you in stunned silence and just falls to the ground and curls up in a ball and releases your coin, which rolls across the floor, and he just starts weeping on the floor. And he says, we were so close to Candy Station.
I'm already pulling in, Boobala. All right, I pick my coin up and I pop a Ferrero Rocher in my mouth and I toss the other boys their candy and I go put my coin in the slot because I do know how it works.
You're sure that you did it in the right order and you put the candy in your mouth and the coin in the slot?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
Because he's got fillings,
Yeah,
and
sure.
that would hurt.
Roll that d20, my boy.
Ooh.
8.
Okay. A pretty average sized capsule rolls down and out of the machine, and as you lift up the flap and retrieve it, you pop it open, and inside you see a relatively plain looking slingshot carved out of wood with a rubber sling, I guess, on it. Mm-hmm. And it's carved from a light wood, but there is an intricate etching in the handle of it. And fucking Leon just, like, from the floor, like, flips around the book that's up on his desk and just, like, points to the book and tells you to look at it. And
It just says, fuck you.
it says, fuck you, Taco. No, it actually is open to an entry, and you see the picture of the slingshot you're holding in it. And this entry describes the hole thrower. And once per day, the hole thrower can put a perfectly circular hole into any non-living, non-magical object or barrier. You roll a d10. You point the hole thrower at what you want to put a hole in. You roll a d10, and then the hole's diameter is that many feet, whatever you roll. So you can use this to open up a door in a wall, or a hole in a door, or a,
Door in a wall.
So is it okay? So it's like a barrier, not a thick thing. For walls and doors, right? Not like. I'm trying to think of
You couldn't shoot it at the ground and open a hole to the other side of the earth. No.
Okay.
It would have to be within reason. In fact, let's just say whatever you roll in the d10, it can be that many feet deep as well.
Okay.
Great.
Got it.
And you can use that once per day.
Okay.
That's it for your Fantasy Gashapon visit. Leon says, sits up, and he wipes the tears from his eyes, and he says, I'm not going to give up on you three.
I'll get you next time with my gadgets.
If you guys keep this up, Leon's going to be the big bad at the end of the campaign. And
You broke me.
or maybe the
You
second.
made me this.
Maybe the second big bad. seems like we're all done there.
Where are we headed to now, Griffin?
I think I know.
I think it might make sense. Oh, you know what? I actually heard that they're having a sale. That's not true. They never have sales. They never have sales at
Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true. Got a deal for you.
That's probably anticlimactic for you boys because I just said they never have sales at.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Yeah, you're at the Fantasy Costco. Is this the third or fourth time we made it to the Fantasy
I
Costco?
think this is the fourth. I'm not sure, though.
Okay. So you all got paid 2,000 gold pieces in your last adventure. The only other revenue source we had was the bag of gems that Magnus found in Lucas's private quarters. Not sure if you remember that.
I do. I wrote it down.
I appraised that at 1,200 gold pieces. It is up to you, I guess, if you want to share that or not. I think Merle was in the room with you when you found it, so that may be a tricky.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I will, it's like a bonus to buy things that people want to that are more than
Oh, like a pool.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll call it a pool of money.
Well, then you guys
rather
have
than-
2,000 gold pieces with this floating pool of 1,200. And I don't know if you had any money left over, but if so, you can add that to the total. And then I have emailed you a list of items. Should we go down the list and read off some of the stuff that people sent in?
Griffin, can we buy just regular stuff too if we need just like regular supplies?
Yes, there's a table in your player's handbook of just like everyday common objects, and within reason, I'll allow you to pick stuff out of that. I think you can buy.
I want to buy a mastiff.
A what?
A mastiff? It's a dog?
Nice try, but you know there's no dogs on the moon.
But I want it so bad.
He
really won't.
He's explicitly said there's no dogs in the
I've
But I want
explicitly.
it
That's
so bad.
well. If,
I'd like to
Griffin.
do something really different.
okay.
Look in the eyes of my heart, Griffin.
No.
I would
Look
like
at
to
them.
do something that actually makes sense for me to buy.
Okay.
And I know that's kind of out there.
Oh, by the way, I should mention, in addition to the like dozen or so new items in the menu, everything you have you didn't buy in past visits is still available. I had that on this list as well.
I think with my bad habit of burning through spell slots, I ought to buy Matthias, the living grimoire.
No, that's
Yeah,
a
you
good way
got
to
it.
go.
So Matthias, the Living Grimoire, is a new item sent in by Will Barnett. Thank you, Will.
Looks like Barrett here.
I thought it was Barrett.
Oh
too.
yeah, sorry. I'm sitting very far away from my computer. Will Barrett, thank you, Will. It's this clockwork owl. It's a clockwork owl. Has been owned by dozens of different wizards throughout its lifespan and can now recite arcane knowledge on command. All arcana checks made by the player who owns this item gain advantage. In addition, a player can use this to prepare a spell they do not know once per day. This spell still takes up a spell slot of the spell's level. So you don't get extra. You can have a spell that you wouldn't normally be able to learn and sort of have it live in this owl, but whenever you cast it, it does still burn one of your spell slots.
That's cool.
And it also gives you advantage on arcana checks.
And then I would like to put my 500 remaining into the pool.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's very kind of you. Okay, the pool is
Well
now.
on our way to that magical flaming sword thing.
That's what I was thinking.
The leftover from last time, we still have John Williams' 8-year-old son Colin, who sent in this. You can't buy Colin.
I thought for a second, yeah.
No.
I was like, and he's such a talent.
Colin sent in the flaming, poisoning, raging sword of doom, which is a sword with a gigantic blade wreathed in flames with a crooked, oozing scorpion stinger affixed to its point, and it just does a bunch of damage. But it's 60,000 GP, so you're.
And may I say, the people submitting these are they just, every time they just get better and better and better.
They do. Do want to say try and keep those descriptions short. So many people send in so many cool items that are like 9 paragraphs explaining what they do, and I love it. And I love how much work went into it. We just can't. We can barely keep hole throwers straight. So I don't.
Hey, Griffin,
Yo.
if I pick up a rapier,
Yes.
just a regular old rapier, is there somewhere I can go on the moon to pay to have it enchanted?
No, that's not really how magic items work.
I see.
You can buy a rapier though. We can work that out.
Get one that looks like a mastiff.
Your dog sword. We also have items like the Mockingbird gum from Jacob Mao, which is a pack of gum, and when you chew it, it allows you to emulate another person's voice for an hour.
I'm going to pick up the magnetic charge from
Okay, that
Drew
was.
Davenport.
Thank you, Drew. Read what
you
it
want me
does.
to read it?
Yeah, please.
a fist-sized glass ball with a blue button on top. Once the button is pressed, the ball will begin to glow and produce a magnetic field that lasts 2 rounds of combat. The field repels any metal objects within 10 feet from the ball. Take 1 day for enough charge to be built up to use.
Let's put a check on that later. Just to sort of, I think that would be more interesting, because also we're going to get in an argument, like if a big fucking tank rolls up and you throw this magnet at it and say like, oh, it should blow the tank away. We should have some sort of way of determining how powerful it is, but we can figure that out later. Okay. Please do the math on your own gold.
Working on it.
Okay. That was another item. There's the all or nothing coin, which actually a lot of people sent in. This must be like a D&D staple, but anyway, once per day, when you're supposed to roll a d20, instead of rolling a d20, you flip a coin, and if it's heads, it's a critical hit, and if it's a tails, it's a critical miss.
Yikes.
What do you think, boys? Do you like that astral shell? Is that something you think we need?
Is that the one from Henry Segal?
Yeah.
It's a conch shell that allows you to interrogate the souls of the recently dead.
I feel like we accidentally kill a lot of people, and that could really come in handy.
Yeah, because when we want to apologize and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I added this to the list thinking it would be so cool, but that's a good point. Like I had the exact same thought process of like that time you accidentally murdered Barbara and then wanted to get some information from Barbara. How would that conversation go? Like, oh, dog, sorry we murdered you. What's the password to your fort?
Trav, you think about it for a second, because I know the 2 things I want to get.
Go
for it.
I'm going to grab the Mockingbird gum from Jacob Mao. A pack of green and blue speckled minty sticks of chewing gum allows anyone chewing it to emulate another person's voice for 1 hour.
Cool.
That's 200 JP.
What's the next?
And I'm also going to get the Arcane Trickster's Glove.
Okay, yeah, this one's neat.
It turns my mage hand invisible and allows it to perform stealthy actions, including pickpocketing, sleight of hand, or other acts of remote legerdemain. For these checks, use your Arcana score, not your Stealth score. Now, it is not mentioned here. Does this have I'm guessing. Was it intended to have like a once a day refresh on it, or is it just whenever?
No. This permanently augments the mage hand spell. So this is actually, I stole this from the book. This is an item that I came up with. There is a rogue archetype called the Arcane Trickster. And it's so fucking cool. I've been messing around with that 5th edition app and like looking at all the different builds that you can make. And the Arcane Trickster rogue can't do a lot of the stuff that rogues can do, but it can cast some spells. And one of the like benefits it gets is it knows Mage Hand no matter what, and it can turn its Mage Hand invisible and use it to pickpocket from somebody, or it can use it to put something in somebody's pocket. And it does it with Mage Hand, but it's not like an instant success. You still have to make a check to do those things. It just gives you some more things that you can do with Mage Hand. And I know this sounds like a powerful thing, but it's also the most expensive thing on the menu. So,
yeah.
And that's it.
I think I'm gonna go.
That's 17. So I have 300 left over to throw into the pool.
Okay.
There's now 2,000 gold in the pool. So you guys,
I'm gonna also grab the Tarantula's bracelet.
sick.
Once per day, bestows spider climb on the wearer for 10 minutes and renders his movements while moving completely silent, granting him an advantage on stealth rolls.
I meant his movements while climbing. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
I want to be explicitly clear. There's no web slinging.
Gotcha.
You will sling no webs, but you will climb and slime just like a spider can.
With great responsibility.
Yes. Let me run down some of the other stuff we got. There's mystery powder, which was sent in by Brian Melabianakis. Yeah, that felt good. Sent it in. Thank you. It's a bag of powder that has 1 charge that refills once per day. So it's a bag that refills with this powder. And when used on a target, whether friend or foe, you roll 1d100 and have the effect chosen from the Wild Surge table from the Wild Sorcerer part of the player's handbook. So there's a sorcerer class, and one of its like paths is wild sorcery, and there's a big table full of like weird effects you can do, like your skin turns blue, or you grow in size by 1 size, or something.
Yeah, but I don't have a D100.
That is a good point. There's some way to fake it, like you roll a D10 and
I could just buy it and support the flailing dice industry.
well, you roll 2d10, and the first number is the first digit, and the second number is the second digit. That's how you do it.
I guess that too.
I really want to buy the Strongmouse laughing amulet just so we can
Now
use it once.
the comedic pressure on Strongmouse's laughing amulet, sent in by William.
I want to
Hughes,
do it.
What's it do?
So it is. This is actually a great description. This is one of my favorite ones of this batch.
May I
Yeah,
read it?
please go ahead.
Traditionally worn by high priests of the boisterous and jovial smiling god, the amulet carries the image of a stylized human face, mouth open in laughter. And whenever a foe is defeated, the wearer may activate the amulet by tapping it twice, and then delivering the best taunting joke or victorious one-liner applicable to the current situation. If the jest pleases Strongmouse, which is to say, if the DM thinks it's funny enough, he rewards the adventurer by recharging up to 1d10 plus con HP. But Strongmouse is a fickle god. Jokes that fail are punished with a small bolt of lightning, dealing 1d6 lightning damage per failure.
This means if you're wearing.
I didn't hear the name of it. Is it called the Clint McElroy suicide?
Yeah.
amulet?
That's
I'm up
from
to
William Hughes. That's William. Dad?
I see this as a challenge. I see this as William Hughes
Clinton
challenging
McElroy?
me personally.
If you're going to buy this with money out of the pool, I'm going to put a restriction on it and say that you got to really try your best. And if you phone it in and make a joke out of getting struck by
no,
lightning,
homie,
you
if-
have to hand it over to me and Justin.
I
Understand,
wouldn't.
if you buy this thing, my expectation for the one-liners in this game is going to become just way more stringent. It's going to take a lot more for you guys to get a chuckle buster out of me.
I don't care. I'm
Okay.
up for it. If you don't want me to, I won't get it. But I just
No, I think it's hysterical.
Yeah,
Because, Justin, I'm looking at the champion's belt, which is another 800.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, I think that would be. I didn't really have my eye on anything else. So if you wanted to grab it,
But there's 800 left if there's anything else you want.
you know what? I might go ahead and get from Bianca Rodriguez the no sodium salt shaker. It's a salt shaker you can put on food that turns pink if it contains poison.
I like that.
It seems like that.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that, and then we'll take 2 healing potions.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you know what? And the haunted doll, and that's gonna take us even.
You know, with my big amulet and my glasses, I'm going to look like the guy that sang the Humpty Dance.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Mr. Humpty.
thank you, senior Humpty.
I'm gonna add a modifier to the no sodium salt shaker that it actually also makes food just taste really good. It's just like a delicious spice.
Oh, cool.
Ditto. Can I throw just a regular old rapier in there too?
Sounds like you're gonna go over your budget, which means it sounds like it's time to deal with me, Garfield the Deals Warlock. Sorry, I was back in the stock room while you boys were perusing my aisles. I'm glad I caught you before you go. I have something important to ask you.
Yeah.
What is it?
Do you like deals? Let's see how we can squeeze this rapier into the mix. Magnus, perhaps you'd like to give me a little bit more blood on some object that you have?
Oh God, was there blood on a thing?
You signed a shield in blood that you gave to him once.
Oh, I did do that, didn't
You
I?
dirty, nasty boy. I love it.
You can have my old chest armor.
What even was it?
I don't know. Plate mail, I think.
It smells like you sweat into this a lot.
So much. That's a Burnside family thing.
Add some blood to the mix, maybe I'd think about it.
How much blood?
A good amount.
For 25
if you-
gold?
Flip it over and look at it, because on the inside is the name Thomas Kincaid. So it's probably a collector's item.
This
that a thing?
this seems very valuable. I'll have to hammer out the weird nipples that you have.
No, that's a deal breaker, Garfield.
Those came around naturally.
Why do you care whether or not it'll have nipples on it?
Because it's an artistic piece as much as it is functional.
You give me a little bit of blood on this thing and I'll be good to go.
All right, done. Here's a little bit of blood.
I'll get it. He gets a weird black dagger with a bone on it. Let's use mine.
Oh, God.
Okay, he pricks your finger with the knife and rubs it on the chest plate and hands you a rapier in return. Pleasure doing business with you.
That seems an awful lot for a 25 gold piece rapier, I'm just saying.
It's just blood, homie.
Doesn't
All right.
grow back.
Let's level up real quick.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? We're getting up to level 10 from that last
I
adventure.
will. I have to buy something.
Okay, what does it say?
It says
Wait, does it say like pay $2.99 if you want to level up?
5th edition character sheet, premium version, completely ad-free, automatic character leveler 1 through 20. Purchase now.
Whoops.
This is okay. This is a good application, and I think that's a good usage of some dollars. But if you want, we can do that later, and I can just sort of walk you through what you will be doing in the app. Justin, are you okay with spending? Because it's your iPad. Are you okay with spending?
It's linked to Dad's account, so.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so in practical sense, in real world terms, I'm multi-classing now,
Yes.
which was the training with Carrie.
Which we have talked about, and I've given you explicit permission to do because we figured out how to do it story-wise.
Yeah, so basically, I am now a level 8 fighter and a level 2 rogue.
Which I think makes sense for Magnus because you're protecting Guardian, but you're kind of a nasty boy out on that battlefield.
Yeah. And it brings with it a couple of fun new things. The one I really like is Thieves Can't.
So what is that? It's like a secret language?
It's like a secret language, which is also like secret writing and symbol language, too. That if you talk to somebody or write symbols to somebody who understands Thieves Can't, they'd understand it. What I found interesting is the book described it as taking twice as long as normal. So I don't know what that means, how that translates in mechanics of like if I were in the real world using Thieves Can't, where people are just like, this seems like it's taking forever.
Hey, dog, steal
I think that's
any good shit?
Because I think it's supposed to be like snuck into your language so that people wouldn't realize you were doing it.
Yeah, and I also think it's also mostly written, like the secret written language of thieves as well. All right, I'm into that.
It also comes with sneak attack, which basically when I make an attack, if I have advantage or if someone is flanking them with me and that person who is flanking is not unconscious or anything like that.
Right, you would get advantage under that situation anyway.
Yeah, that if I'm using a finesse weapon or a ranged weapon, I add 1d6 damage on the attack.
Right, so that's what the rapier is for, and also that number, I assume, will go up. So I like how that actually balances out a lot. Like, it's a different weapon for a different situation, because you wouldn't use your rapier normally. It's not as powerful as Rail Splitter is unless you can get the sneaky drop on it. So, like, you really will be playing both roles. I like that a lot, actually.
I also have Cunning Action, which is once per turn I can take a bonus action and either dash, disengage, or hide.
Okay.
It also, in multi-classing, allowed me to be proficient in another skill, one of 4, or one of the Thieves Rogue skills. I went with Stealth, and also gave me a set of Thieves tools.
That's neat.
And one of the things you get to do as a first level rogue is pick either 2 of your skills or 1 skill and your Thieves tools and be double proficient in them. It's called Expertise.
Okay, cool.
So I get a +10 on stealth checks.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm doubly proficient with Thieves tools. If I'm doing
If we're doing this right, if we're not doing this right, this is actually one of those situations. Most of the time, like, Circle of Healing takes 10 minutes to cast. I don't want to hear it. I actually do want to know if we have fundamentally fucked up Travis's shit.
I was Googling the shit out of Expertise to find out if it was the kind of thing that stacked, but, like, I couldn't find it.
Multi-classing, I think, is inherently... It's cool, but it's all inherently very complicated. But if you're... If just being a straight up and down fighter, if there's not enough, like, cool utility stuff there, which I totally get, I think you should be able to do it.
I also realized from going back and listening to other episodes and doing research into the multi-classing that when I'm holding my shield, I should be adding +2 to my AC, and it should be 20, which I haven't been doing. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If I'm holding the rapier and the shield, I don't do as much damage, but I can withstand a lot more damage. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I bought the app.
Well done.
Thank you.
Were you getting, like, fucking Candy Crush ads while we were playing D&D?
No.
Okay.
And I don't think there was anything else that... Oh, I take that back. One more thing with multi-classing is, even though I'm only a level 8 fighter and a level 2 rogue, it still counts as a level 10 character.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my proficiency bonus went from +3 to +4.
Okay. Dig it. And start thinking about a new name for this hybrid class that you're playing that I can sort of offhandedly refer to. I understand that it's 2 different sets of levels, but I feel like a combined class name would be very handy.
I'm going to say bouncer.
We can work on it.
What about
Bruiser?
Cell sword?
Ooh, I like that. Mercenary. I think mercenary is a good way to go. I'm strong and also a little bit sneaky.
What about a rough boy? Rough boy's it. We found it, guys. It's rough boy.
Oh, okay.
I just wrote
is
it down.
RUFFBOI?
It absolutely is RUFFBOI. All right, who else is leveling up?
Well, I did. Do I need to tell you?
Yeah, tell me what you did. Did you get any new big things of consequence? I trust that the app, you got some more HP. By the way, Travis, get your extra HP.
Yeah, I did. I'm up to 90 now.
All right, make
My
sure
current
that
hit
you
points is
roll
90.
the hit dice on the rogue side when you level up as a rogue, which
I did.
is lower. Okay,
I did. You get 1d8 instead of 1d10 when you level up as rogue.
Did you get anything cool, Daddy? Okay, yeah, I'm looking. It doesn't seem like you got. It seems like you kind of just got.
The proficiency bonus goes up. Everybody's does.
Yeah, but
I'm plus 4.
He did that automatically. Dad doesn't have like classes of like tutelage as I do, right?
You did get some new spells. At level 9, you got Insect Plague and Tree Stride. Yeah, your proficiency bonus went up to 4, so that's going to affect more or less all of your rolls, which is good. You should have a new cantrip, and also you can now cast level 5 spells, 5th level spells. Beginning at 10th level, you can call on your deity to intervene on your behalf when your need is great. Imploring your deity's aid requires you to use your action. Describe the assistance you seek and roll percentile dice. That's 2d10. If you roll a number equal to or lower than your cleric level, your deity intervenes. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention. The effect of any cleric spell or cleric domain spell would be appropriate. If your deity intervenes, you can't use this feature again for a week. Otherwise, you can use it again after you finish a long rest. So you would have to roll a. You would have to roll a 10 or below on 2d10, which would be pretty tricky. But then again, you are asking
You
for
got 50-50 shot.
No, you have a
25%.
You have a 10% chance. Wow, guys.
Wait, you have to roll less than d10 on 2d10.
2d10, the first number being the first digit and the second number being the second digit.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you meant add them together.
No, that's a percentile dice.
Oh, okay.
We've never had to fuck with percentile dice before, but that's how that works, I think. So yeah, you can roll 2d10, and if you get lower than 10, then you can make Pan do something for you.
Like help you move.
Seems poor use.
I don't know.
All right, cool.
So you got a bunch of new spells. You got the ability to cast stronger spells, and you can now ask Pan for direct favors. We can even retcon and say that's what happened at the end of the last chapter with the
That was
golden
a little
leaves.
fast forward.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a
yeah.
little-
Okay.
That was when
Cool.
you leveled up. Taco.
Yes. So on the less exciting end of things, our fish boats is also up to 4. I have the D. I'm up to 57 hit points.
See, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean I can take a couple of tasty hits. I have a new. I have the ability now to cast polymorph. Because of my school transmutation, I can cast polymorph for free once per day. The shape changer feature of my my tutelage in transmutation.
So you shape change into. So I'm reading this now. When you do so, you can target only yourself and transform into a beast whose challenge rating is 1 or lower. That's some druid shit. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
So Taco can
So
now
you can anamorph?
He can
You're an
anamorph.
anamorph now?
I'm an anamorph. It's basically
Don't fucking stay in the hawk too long, Tobias.
That is important. A lot of people stay in the hawk too long.
Don't stay in the hawk too long, Tobias.
Yeah, but that's my stuff.
That's cool. And you got extra health. Okay. Wow, that was a big level up sesh.
Yeah.
A lot of people got some cool shit. All right. Well, thanks
And
for.
I'm ready for whatever's next.
You're not ready. You guys want a little preview of what it is?
Yeah.
What's new in the next campaign arc?
Yeah, what do you got, big boy?
I'm still figuring it out. Boodaloo, boodaloo, boodaloo. Previously on the Adventure Zone. That is where you come in, the Reclaimers. This is actually a very hard position for us to fill because most of the time anybody who discovers one of the Grand Relics is unable to fight off the temptation to claim it for their own. My name is Boyland.
Excuse me?
You see a crystallized figure. A dwarven figure with a cigar in his mouth.
Oh god, it's Merle.
No, you actually recognize this crystallized figure as Boyland. The director draws a curtain, and you can see the window into the Cerebro chamber, like you've seen 3 times now. These huge columns of light stab through the ball.
So that's the glove, the belt, the stone.
The Oculus.
That's like halfway, right?
More than
halfway.
We're more than halfway there. Yeah, that's
More than halfway. Good for us.
This is going better than I ever could have expected. You 3.
Us too.
Yeah.
Can our heroes recover the final 3 grand relics before they're crushed by the weight of their incompetence? No, they can't. It's the Adventure Zone.
New story time!
Yay!
New story day!
Crack open the dusty volume.
Crack this dusty volume right up.
Tales.
Crack that dusty volume.
Well, hold on. No, it's news story time. If there's dust on the volume, then that's a manufacturing error.
I like to imagine you pulling down a tome
Yeah.
from me, an age ripened tome from the shelves.
And maybe the book's alive, like in the Page Master, and it's screaming as you rip it open.
Another tale of the McElroy boys. you
Bound
say.
in human skin.
Just like in the Page Master, all of the voices of this arc will be Whoopi Goldberg. Please enjoy. I'm going to start this arc off on a somewhat dour note. The 3 of you, let's say it's been like a month and a half, maybe 2. So it's late winter, early spring. And the 3 of you are attending the Rites of Remembrance for everyone's favorite character, Boyland. The director has been putting this off. The Rites of Remembrance are when a Bureau member goes down in the line of duty, their information is fed to the Voidfish so as to avoid uncomfortable questions from the world below as to their whereabouts.
So Boyland is gone, but not yet forgotten. But soon.
But
not yet.
no joke, like in a minute and a half, both of the things. And you're in the Voidfish's chambers, where you haven't been in a while. And it is just as you remember it. You got the big tank with the Voidfish, jellyfish-looking giant guy floating in the tank. And pretty much everybody from the Bureau is here.
And Pringles?
No, Pringles is in jail. Where he belongs.
God, I hope this arc
one of
is
these
about
days-
prison breaking out Pringles.
Are we eventually going to find out what happened to Pringles and what
maybe.
the justice system is like in this organization?
Maybe I just put him in jail because of his bad name. It's entirely possible.
Hey, Griff, can I ask a canon question?
Yeah, please.
How do cannons work?
I know. Yeah, is it sparks or gunpowder? What's up in there? Suction? No. When somebody is fed into the Voidfish,
The people aren't fed into the Voidfish. That's ghoulish.
Oh man.
Okay, what they write their names down or whatever. What happens to like physical evidence of that person's existence on Earth? Like how are physical
Yeah, no, I'll break down some of the like Voidfish because I've been thinking a lot about the Voidfish lately.
as have we all.
I think the Voidfish has kind of an ability where not only do they erase information, right? When they're fed information, they erase it from the world. Ooh, it's storming outside. This will add some nice ambiance. Not only does it disappear from the world, except for those who are inoculated, I think the Voidfish's powers are a bit broader than that, in that they sort of implant whatever you need to kind of write your own narrative as to write your own way around that information. So it's not like the stuff just disappears, because that would be weird. And I did kind of set up that is how Angus joined the Bureau of Balance, is because like people kind of knew there were like these edges of the periphery of their memory that something was wrong, somebody was missing, and in investigating those missing persons, that's how Angus ended up there. But I think the Voidfish has an ability where it's just like Boyland is gone, and it's like there's a big chair here that they can't read the name that's etched into the chair of Boyland. So like maybe that chair is just for a family friend that they also can't remember. Do you know what I mean?
Like brain fog over it.
Fog is a good way of putting it. Like there's not only does the Voidfish erase information, it fills in the gaps, or it enables you to sort of fill in the gap.
But that is not applied to those of us who have been inoculated.
No, no. They don't disappear from you. They just disappear from everybody else in the world, which is a lot of people.
Many.
Right.
Like Marty McFly's brother and sister.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Just gone.
So it's been a couple months. You're at the Rites of Remembrance. Everybody is here, except for
It took us a
Prinkles.
couple months to get the Rites of Remembrance together.
Yeah, the director's kind of been putting it off. And everybody's here. Avi's actually not here. Avi's been missing for a week or so. I said missing. That sounds ominous. He just hasn't been around.
Foreshadowing.
And here's the thing about this ceremony. Everybody is so sad. Like, everybody is so bummed out. And you get the impression that maybe you guys were the only people in this whole organization that were not, like, gigantic Boyland fans.
Boyland boys, as he preferred to call them.
This room is full of Boyland boys, and, like, everybody's, like, crying and, like, sharing their favorite stories of, like... And Boyland sound like, listening to these stories, Boyland sounded like a dope dude. He'd be like, he always brought in donuts to the office, and people loved that. And he had, like, a lot of fun jokes that were, like, not... offensive. They were people pleasers. Boyland was a people pleaser, and people seem like really bummed out, and people are getting up there and giving some speeches. Killian and Carrie, who served with him as regulators, have some like totally rad like war stories, and just like everybody seems super upset, and you are clued into the fact that maybe you guys should have gotten to know Boyland a little bit better, because he sounds like a total party animal.
Wow. You know what? I stand by it. I think that they were all blinded, but they were too close to the situation, and we were able to see him for what he really was, a dick.
A giant dick.
Is this your speech? Is the speech you're giving to the room?
No.
Okay.
Magnus would never say that.
Do you want to say anything? Is there anything you want to do in this scene?
I'm gonna raise. Oh, this is great because I haven't gotten to use this a lot. My flagon that makes everything like doubly potently alcoholic.
Okay.
And I'm getting real drunk at this wake.
Okay.
To Boyland.
Okay. Everybody joins you. To Boyland! They all shout and raise their own flagons that they all have for some reason. So the director walks in, walks sort of close to the tank, and she has a few rolls of parchment, which she hands over to Johan, who's been playing sort of accompaniment to this scene. He's been playing a slow, sad tune on his cello, probably that he wrote specifically for Boyland.
Good God.
And he's really weepy. And Johan takes it and puts it into the tank and pulls a lever, and you see these 3 rolls of parchment float up into the tank, and the Voidfish wraps some of its tendrils around these 3 rolls of parchment and pull it into its body. And suddenly, instantly, as soon as these parchments that contain information about Boyland are consumed, the Voidfish illuminates from within in a way that you've never really seen before. The Voidfish has always had like a sort of faint spiral galaxy, nebula of stars floating around inside of it that you can see. But this is like all of those galaxies like explode at once, and you see these bright strands of red and yellow and green just sort of zipping around inside of its body, and there's a lot of like light activity in there. And as soon as that happens, Johan steps back, and he's like, "Well, I've never seen a reaction like this before." And
I lean down to Taco and Merle. You guys see this too, right?
Everybody sees it. Everybody's actually kind of scared a little bit. They're like stepping back because it's like the Voidfish is there's like a fireworks show going off inside of it. And the director says, "Oh my God, it's his comically large family, Johan." And Johan's like, "Oh God, that's horrible. sorry, whenever the voidfish blocks information that it's consumed, that's what causes those lights inside of it. It's like a little alarm, if you will. It's showing that people out there are trying to think of the things that the voidfish blocked. So that's all. That's like his 400 kids and wives and husbands and stuff. That's God, that's rough.
Yeah, but they don't know, right? I mean, it's only rough from sort of like a ethical perspective.
Yeah.
Practically speaking.
They've already forgotten him.
To think about, maybe the voidfish created for them a brand new dad.
He says,
a better dad.
Who wasn't a giant dick.
Johan says, yeah, really, if you think about it, his family has it easy, because the rest of us have to go on knowing what a great dude we lost.
Yeah.
As I've always said in every situation, I'm the one hurt most by this.
Yeah. Is this like a physical strain for the voidfish? Is this...
The voidfish doesn't
that
seem...
seems like a lot of work.
No,
Is it grunting?
no, it's not. It's not. It doesn't seem.
I'm not asking
especially-
you, Griffin. I'm asking Johan.
Oh, he says,
I did it in character voice, damn it.
I mean, he does. The voidfish doesn't seem like it's particularly distressed by all this. It's just whatever reaction is happening inside of there. It's the voidfish is blocking a lot of information right now. It's rough.
Johan, do you know, does he need this? Like, does the voidfish get antsy if he doesn't get fed from time to time?
I don't know that it's a he, but I feed it my compositions from time to time to just kind of keep it fed and happy and fat. I love the voidfish very much.
I guess you could say he's your number one fan. Hey, Johan, do your t-shirts come in XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXL?
Yeah, and they have hundreds of armholes. You've cheered me up. The director, who is like she's really upset. You see the stone of far speech that she has around her neck, her pendant, start to light up again, and she turns and talks to the voice coming from inside of it, and you actually hear that it's Avi. And she has a short conversation with Avi, and she turns to the three of you and says, "It's time. Collect yourselves, and then
You have to die.
meet me in my office for a briefing."
Before I do that, Magnus just puts his hand on the glass and stares at the voidfish, just mesmerized by the flashing lights inside of it.
Very quickly, it puts up one of its tendrils and puts it up against your own, and then you hear it actually sing that song again that it sang a few lunar interludes ago. That one.
Let's listen.
It's just 7 notes. Yeah, let's listen in to the voidfish's
7-note song.
The dirge of the voidfish.
Yeah, it does have some sort of reaction to that, Magnus.
I love this voidfish, you guys.
So,
You're also hammered.
Well, yeah, I have animal proficiency. I don't know what to tell you.
The director mentioned to you that it's time. About a week ago, she mentioned.
I would like to jump in here real quick, by the way,
Please.
and thank all of our listeners, and I mean this sincerely, for finally explaining to me what it means to have proficiency and stuff. Somebody explained to me how proficiency in thieves' tools worked, and I was like, oh, duh.
Yeah.
And it all made so much sense to me. Thank you, everyone.
And you didn't know that?
Well, I didn't know what it translated to actually have proficiency in like a tool.
Dad practically wrote these rules.
Yeah, I mean,
So, if you ever need to,
I would like you to be a little bit more informed in the
if you ever need to go to
future,
dungeon
Rabbi.
school, you can take Clint McElroy's correspondence
Dungeons
course.
and Dragons and Daddies.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
actually, that sounds weird.
that's not great. The director mentioned that it's time. About a week back, she mentioned that she had a beat on a job coming up. And she mentioned that it was big, but it was going to be a little while before she could figure out how to get a plan of attack going and to keep it under your hat.
Oh, okay, so we know what's up. When she says it's time, it's like a finger to the nose.
You know that she has a job.
Like,
do you want to move
Gotcha.
in to her office and get briefed?
goodbye, voidfish.
It does its little song again, but quieter this time. But those lights inside of it are still popping off.
I sprinkle some food onto the top of its bowl.
Okay. Well, its food would be like when I was a little boy. I had a rabbit named Douglas, and he'd be like, "Thank you." Douglas is gone.
This is fun though because I wouldn't forget it. I could feed the void fish like if it was like one time I slighted my friend Jim, like we were supposed to split it 50-50 and I gave him 40 and he never forgave me. And I could put that in there and Jim would not remember.
Yeah, for sure.
I did that.
There's
right?
a million times that you probably farted and it was just a bad situation and you could just like purge that.
Is our immunity to this selective? Like, if we wanted to forget something, could we ask the void fish to let us
you've been
forget
inoculated.
Because I'm so sick of hearing about damn Boyland.
Okay.
I could puke.
It's in like 5 minutes.
I know.
If you cloned the void fish, and then if you cloned that void fish, and then fed it the name Boylan, you might be able to get out of the way of
Griffin,
it. Please.
This does Magnus has got a backstory and has got a dude that does not like him.
Yeah.
Could Magnus make that guy forget him? I'm not asking this in character.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that is how it works. Yeah.
Okay.
Something to keep in mind.
That might occur to Magnus later.
Yeah. Okay. So you've moved on to the director's office. You've been in here a few times now. The last time you were here, it was actually a little bit uncomfortable because there was some tension between you and the director. But she
and I worked that out.
Yeah, you guys really squashed that
That's a good
beef.
question. Have we caught each other up on what happened in our individual things?
Yeah, if you wanted to. Maybe I don't know if Taco told you guys about his umbrella acting up. I don't know if you guys listened to the last fucking episode. Maybe you didn't.
Still might be fun to tell each other.
Yeah.
I think I definitely told them about like training with Carrie, but I don't think I told them about like the box and the whole thing with Killian.
Sure.
I don't think I'd betray that confidence.
Oh my god, I'm hearing about the things that I may or may not know from a podcast I did in fact listen to, and it's the most boring thing that's ever happened.
Okay. So you're in the director's office. Let's move on. You're in the director's office. She seems bummed out. And she says, have you collected yourselves? Are you emotionally prepared to? If you need to take a day, I think we could probably give you some leave.
Is it paid? Paid leave?
Only.
I'm the whole thing with Boyland has just. I'm pretty shattered, but I don't want to lose a day of pay.
If that's what you desire, if that's what you need, then I completely understand. I'm willing.
Boyland.
If you are ready to...
wouldn't it be great if the whole rest of this episode and like the next 3 episodes was us taking a paid leave
just
day
fucking
off
watching
before
Orange is the
starting
New
the
Black
thing?
season 4 or whatever, just like chilling, doing some binge watching. Assuming you're okay, I'm ready to tell you about the next mission.
Are we okay, guys?
Hit it.
I feel good.
Yep, we're good.
So, sorry, I'm worried about the 3 of you on this next mission because the last one we sent you on ended up being much more dangerous than we initially expected.
And longer.
Yes.
And we didn't kill as many people.
Yes.
Yeah, barely any.
That will not be the case with the
yeah.
mission.
Yeah. I
Because
crave blood.
I know exactly how dangerous this mission's going to be, which is to say extraordinarily.
Okay.
But not for the reasons you might expect. To be frank, I don't know what's waiting for you on this mission, but I know what's waiting for you at the end of it. And
Hugs?
it's the 5th grand relic. It is the temporal chalice, or chalice, depending on just sort of what region you're from. Let's go with
it's
chalice.
It's like an onion, then?
It is a relic, a cup that gives...
Dad, I want you to know I got that.
Thank you.
I got it. It's just like...
I didn't use the amulet.
Yeah, you're lucky. It is a relic. It is a cup that gives the holder power over the flow of time itself. She says, you've been able to withstand the thrall of each of the relics that you've faced so far, and that is commendable, but there's no power and no treasure more seductive than that which the temporal chalice presents. It will tempt you in ways that you've never been tempted before, and I have no way to aid you except to warn you that the power to fix your mistakes is a power that is nearly impossible to resist.
Do you know anything in regards to the extent of the power of the chalice, or who's wielding it now? Anything that can clue us in as to what we might face or be up against when we face the person?
She says, allow me to brief you. And she pulls out one of those spheres that she showed you all those scenes of destruction from in the last episode and taps it, and you see another sort of display pop up over it. And this one is showing a large brown, dusty canyon. It's actually a series of canyons that are just sort of weaving a bunch of channels into the ground, dry channels. They're not rivers. It's just dry canyons, all made of red clay. And you see one of the canyons, the largest of this network of canyons, has a pretty big opening in it, right sort of in the heart of this series of canyons. And inside of that opening, you see a circle. And it looks like it was actually like drawn into this projection. Like it is a perfect circle. And she says, "We discovered this anomaly several weeks ago, and we've been trying to figure out a way to breach it. We can't tell what it's protecting. It is a force field. And whatever is powering this force field, the power is starting to slightly wane. That's how we were able to discover it. Avi has been researching a form of transportation that will be able to get the three of you through the field, and contacted me during the rites of remembrance for Boylan to let me know that he's had a breakthrough. Avi had to miss Boylan's rites of remembrance to discover this, so I hope you're grateful for
I
this."
didn't know that was an option.
He says, she says, I have no intel on what's inside of this force field, save for some information on the bubble itself. It's nearly 1.5 miles in diameter. It is impenetrable and opaque. We can't get through it through any sort of common methods. It's not just a dome, it's perfectly spherical. It extends down into the ground as well. And it's some sort of... I've referred to it as a force field. It's actually some sort of time distortion. It doesn't block force, it blocks time. So you can't move through it for that reason. If you tried to punch your fist through it, your fist wouldn't be stopped by a barrier. It would just stop.
Now, hold on. Are you sure? Because I've punched a lot of things.
I'm pretty sure that that wouldn't swing it.
Okay. We'll see.
We can't see through the barrier. Whatever's in there, it could be large. It could be, I mean, it's 1.5 miles in diameter. It could be a fortress. It could be some sort of army encampment. It could be a whole city. We don't know what's waiting for you in there. All we know is that the temporal chalice is what is projecting that field, and it is almost certainly where you will find it.
So
What's the main thing the temporal chalice does?
The temporal chalice simply has, for lack of a better term, its powers are broad, and that's what makes it such a frightening force. It has control over the flow of time, but it can also give the user a sort of broader dominion over time. It was able to essentially create a barrier composed of time, which is news to me. But it's just the more reason why we need to get this out of the hands of whoever's using it, and we need to get it into our hands and then just destroyed.
How exactly do you suggest we do that when it's creating a barrier that we can't move through or see through or get through?
That Avi has figured something out. So we're going to send you down to the... What's the name of this area? Dry Bones is the name of an enemy from Mario. Mm-hmm. That won't do it.
That won't. I don't think
Gucci Gulch.
Gucci Gulch is pretty good. That's something, though, right?
I think it's the taint.
We have to go down to the taint.
We're sending you to the devil's taint.
You got ravine. You got gulch.
Yeah, I'm looking.
How about the Blasted Lands?
The Blasted Lands is from World of Warcraft.
Okay, how about the not Blasted Lands?
Nice.
How about
Flavor Blasted Lands?
The Grand Canyon. Mm-hmm. But you spell it with 2 D's. Grand Canyon. The Taco Bell Grande
I was
Canyon.
about to say the Arid Wastes, and that's a map in StarCraft. Blizzard, can you get off my nuts for a second?
How about Tatooine?
No, I've got it. We're going to send you down to the Woven Gulch to meet up with Avi and figure out a way of entry. once you get in there, I don't know what dangers await you, but once you've bested them, just. Sorry, I'm having kind of a hard day, and I don't.
What's going? What's going on with you?
It's Boyland. I was.
God. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I get control of this chalice, I'm going to go back in time and make everybody forget about forgetting
this is explicitly what I'm talking about. That. Oh,
Right.
I thought you were going to say save Boyland.
Oh.
No, not going to say Boyland.
Listen, but that's what I'm talking about. You goof because you're a goofer. But
I am a goofer.
This thing's gonna come at you from all sides, and if you give into it, you'll lose control, and we'll have to send in the regulators after you, and none of us want that.
Let them try.
I kind of want that.
We've beat them before.
So-
Not at all.
So the goal is get this chalice and do not use it.
Do not use it and get out.
Is there a palace where they keep the chalice?
Good question. What if we have to use it to stop it?
That's goofy talk.
Well,
I'm saying once
you're not going to be there. You don't know.
To quote your imprisoned friend Pringles, once you pop, the time control don't stop.
Okay. Do we need to stop by and see Avi, or are we just headed down planet side?
Avi's already planet side.
Is it hot down there? Is it really hot?
It's probably sticky. If you want to wear shorts,
Wait a minute. We gotta get new looks. We gotta get summer looks.
Yes! Shorts! We need shorts.
Fantasy shorts. Fantasy shorts.
Okay, this is yes.
Magnus definitely has cargo shorts. Don't try to tell me I do not.
I will set this up. I will set this up for you. If you will get on, this will be sort of your signing bonus for this job. Is I will secure for each of you some cool shorts. Is that
Okay, but on one condition. I want a changing room for 3, like 3 different compartments. I want Killian and Carrie and Noelle to be there, all kind of like shaking their head yes or no when we come out and display it. Does that sound good to you guys?
Say yes to the shorts.
That's-
Say yes to the shorts.
Don't, and please don't trip. I'm wearing a skirt. Don't even bug on that.
Like a-
of course I'm wearing a
kilt.
like
Not
a
kilt.
like a man
Not
kilt?
a kilt?
Not a kilt.
You don't
like
wanna go
No,
with a
Merle
desert
would have a
kilt?
utility kilt. That's a fact.
No, like a skirt, but like a magical one.
Oh,
Okay.
Maybe Jodhpurs. We're going to the desert.
Jodhpurs.
Okay.
Did it make Jodhpur
And
shorts?
away you go. She says, she's like holding both of her hands out, extended, and just kind of slowly walking towards you, like pushing you towards it. Off we go on another adventure.
Griffin, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Just completely out of curiosity, having nothing to do with what's going on right now.
Please.
What class is the director? Like what?
I mean,
what kind of skill
she
set does
definitely
director
is
have?
magical. She is either a wizard or a sorcerer or something. She has magic.
But we have not seen her wield that power yet. Right?
So I mean, she has a couple times. She used the only thing I can kind of think of is when you guys did. God, this is a pull. When you guys first did the test of initiation, she like tapped her white oak staff on the ground, and it like you guys went to sleep essentially and woke up in the testing chamber.
It's safe to assume she's pretty powerful.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's in charge here. She's got some.
Why
skills.
don't you ask me? I'm the one that just spent some quality time
Getting
with her.
to be
in the
best
mud.
buds? Yeah.
We are kind of best buds now.
Mud
Mudbuds.
When she's covered with mud, she looks like Charlize Theron in those Huntsman movies.
Never seen.
I don't know.
Nobody's
ever
never seen those
They
movies.
haven't?
No, you must never feed those fuckers to the void fish.
Where would shorts? I guess not fantasy Costco. I want to say like maybe Leon is like
Fantasy Old Navy. Ye old ye Navy.
I guess it would be New Navy, right? Have you guys heard about a new store? It's just called Navy. We think it's going to be around for a long time.
You are in the clothing department of the fantasy Costco, and Garfield the Deals Warlock is like helping you pick out shorts because like it's like that scene in The Matrix where like a bunch of different shelves of guns come at you, but it's all just like shorts and utility kilts and skirts and like lightweight summer fashions.
I want one like Jared Leto wore to the 2015 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
You've got it.
You're welcome for those awards, by the way.
Thanks, Dad.
What color? I think a salmon would look good on you, Taco.
Well, his was black, but I think something light for the climb would be great. So maybe kind of like a mauve. A mauve.
Yeah. Okay. He gets you the exact color that you're picturing in your mind's eye. How how high or low cut is this? What are we talking? Like at the knee?
I mean, flirty.
Okay.
Fingertips.
Flirty length. And Dad and Travis, what kind of shorts do you want?
I would like some. I would like some cargo shorts, but if they could be enchanted in some way that I don't have to worry about sand getting up in there.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's don't worry about that.
Okay. And something that will keep the pockets from leaking.
I cannot believe how much time we're spending on this.
I've put a lot of thought into my magical cargo shorts.
Yes. And Merle, for you?
Jodhpurs. I like the Jodhpurs idea, and I want them right above the knee with garters.
I love this because Merle's like short.
Define that word and use it in a sentence.
Jodhpurs? Give me those Jodhpurs with the big flaps at the side.
Okay, but those are in no way shorts. You understand? This is arguably the worst possible summer wear.
No, but he will look like a 1950s director.
Absolutely, yes.
With a second set of knees.
Cecil B. DeMille.
Okay, he gets you some weird pants that are baggy at the butt and thigh area. These are the least flattering pants I've literally ever seen.
They're not really baggy. I thought they had built-in angles.
No, not the Jodhpurs I'm seeing.
Think of like riding pants.
No,
like equestrian pants.
Do you want me to cut these off at the knee for you, just to give you sort of a?
Yeah, but I want a belt around the bottom so I can fix them so sand doesn't blow up my hoo-ha.
He brings you some Jodhpurs and he cuts them off at the knee to make you Jortpurs, I guess. That's a fun one.
Jodhpurs.
And then he takes out his wand and he goes, "Now don't tell the director about this." And he waves it over your shorts and Jortpurs and skirt so that they are protected completely from just like humidity and stickiness and grit. And says, "That one's on the free ski for my most loyal customers." And he winks.
Thanks, Garfield. Can we leave now?
I wish you would.
Well, listeners who are just joining us again, we're assuming you fast forwarded through that last segment. Welcome back to the Adventure Zone. We're still here, still doing it. And
important question.
Get ready, busy for you.
What color are the jorts and the jortpurs?
Camo. Mine are camo.
Jesus. Daddy?
Plaid.
What color plaid? That's nothing.
Black, green, and red.
Okay, cool. God, I'm glad we settled all that. Hey everybody, this is Griffin McElroy, your best friend, your dungeon master, and your guardian angel. Don't clip thing that we published to this channel down into tiers.
I give him a thumbs up.
You're going to like that one. How about Throwing Shade? How about Jordan Jesse Go? There's so many shows on the network. They're all free and they're all amazing. They've been really supportive of us the whole time we've been podcasting. Again, MaximumFun.org. If you like shows we do, you can go to McElroyShows.com. We do a bunch of other shows like Cool Games Inc., a video game design podcast I do for Polygon, or Sawbones, a medical history show that Justin does with his wife Sydney, or Bunker Buddies, a show that Travis does about surviving the apocalypse. All those shows, McElroyShows.com. Let's get back on that episode, though. What do you say? The next episode's going to go up on Thursday, June 16th. Oh Jesus, that's during E3. Oh, ruh-roh. I got some planning to do. I will talk to you then. See you later. The three of you are in the hangar of the Bureau of Balance, getting ready to launch to your destination. Avi's not here. Avi is the hangar operator. So you're not really sure who's going to be blasting you out of this cannon until they reveal themselves. It's a small boy who walks out from behind the cannon.
Ango?
And it's Angus McDonald.
Son of a bitch.
And he looks pretty nervous. He's like, hello, sirs. I'm honored.
Angus, how's the magic going?
Oh, it's going very good. My favorite magic spell, if I knew how to use it today, would be to fire you guys off to your destination without killing you. But
cool.
I'm sorry, I'm just very nervous. It's my first time manning the cannon, and Avi showed me how to use it, but I'm just a little boy, and some of the machinery is very complicated. But I think I'll be able to get you where you need to go, all safe and sound, and away from volcanoes and stuff.
Ango, If there was one person I trusted to do this well, you're definitely on the short list of people that might be.
Short list.
That wasn't supposed to be a mean joke, Dad, but thank you.
He motions you up the stairs to the loading platform and into the glass ball. You guys didn't have this launch protocol for your last adventure. Yours was more floating canoe based, so it's been a little bit since you've mounted up for a blast off like this.
You mean in the vomit comets?
Yeah. You hopping in?
Hell
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hop in and shut the sealed little circular door behind you, and the back of the cannon starts to lift you up into the cannon. And the last thing you see, like through the sliver of light between the cannon hatch and the cannon, is Angus's face, and he looks like he's about to break down into tears.
I give him a thumbs up.
Okay.
I give him one finger.
Okay.
Well, we don't have to be mean every time, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
We're
And
homies now.
And yeah, you are sealed into the cannon, and you hear 3, 2, 1, mark. And you are launched out of the cannon, and yeah, it's been a while since you've done this, and
Oh, and he forgot to open the door.
and you die. Then that's the end of the adventure. So,
That's been the Adventure Zone, guys. Wow, what a ride.
I'm glad we ended on that short high note.
you are no, you're launched, and you are sailing through the skies at several hundred miles an hour. And you have a lot of actual horizontal velocity this time, so you're getting a good look at the ground below you as you sort of sail above it all, and you watch yourselves go over the black circle of glass that used to be Phandalin. You go over Neverwinter. You fly over Gold Cliff and the deserts surrounding it.
So all of the sites of our greatest triumphs.
You fly over the deserts of Gold Cliff. You
Rather
actually-
discreetly, while we're doing the soaring, I cast Stone Skin on myself.
Really?
Well, this motherfucker just said he could kill us in fiction
Okay.
if I was buying
Yeah,
into this
sure.
reality.
Okay.
Why would I not cast that on myself?
Okay, then, and I guess
I read the in-flight safety manual
yeah.
a couple of times. Way too much. More than normal.
Okay, if you're reading that, Dad, make a perception check, Dad.
Of course. Certainly. Perception check.
You have a bonus because you have those eyeglasses
Oh, yes, my glasses.
and whatever your skills give you.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, so that's enough. You see out of the corner of your eye, Taco his skin turned to stone.
You little shit.
Well, it's because this way, if anything happens to us, I can heal you. I wanted to. It's for the team.
Well, then why didn't you cast it on me?
I only have so many slots, my man.
Okay.
And you see yourself floating and starting to descend into the Woven Gulch, and it does look like just a big knot made out of these canyons. And these canyons look deep. A few of them that are sort of not attached to the larger weave it looks like there's some like clouds in them, like they have their own little self-contained weather systems, not like fog, like proper clouds in them. But the one you're sinking into, the largest of all of these, is clear, and you are falling down into it, and you're getting very, very close to the ground, and very, very close to the ground now.
Oh, we pull the lever.
Okay, you pull the lever. This is a pretty rough stop. This is going to be a rough landing. You feel I forget if there's not a parachute. It just kind of the
Brakes.
momentum of it starts to come to a stop, and you hit the ground pretty hard. It's red clay.
I pulled the lever, Griffin.
Yeah, but you
I
pulled it. You
remembered
did
when
pull
I
it
was supposed
pretty
to
late.
Do it.
Yeah,
But like
you don't take
you as the DM didn't remind your stupid players that they had to pull a stupid lever.
Oh, I didn't know this was a baby game for children.
Ooh.
Oh, dunk.
No, you don't take any damage or anything, and the ball is fine. But you do roll a couple times, and you come to almost a perfect stop directly in front of Avi, who is just looking at you with this like grimace on his face, just preparing for death.
During that whole time, I curled my body to protect Steven the magic fish.
Okay, been a while.
In case anyone was worried. Yeah, he's fine. Still swimming around.
Okay.
Still being a fish in my pocket.
How long do goldfish live?
He's magic, Griffin.
Oh,
and a
that's
long time. Longer than like 2 months.
How long do goldfish live inside a pocket?
He's magic as shit, y'all.
Yeah. So you skid to a halt in front of Avi, and you are now in front of this massive. It is a sphere, but to you it just looks like a dome on the ground that is just reaching high up into the sky. It looks weird. It looks weirdly like silvery, but it looks like when you look into it, you are seeing exactly what the other end of it would see, like a natural, that like camouflage, like that Metal Gear Solid shit where you have a camera on your back, so when you look at the front, you see what the camera on the back showing you. Like that's kind of what it looks like. It just looks like a distortion. So it kind of looks like you can see through it, but you're actually just seeing past it, right?
Got it.
Got it.
And
You've explained it very well 4 different ways.
and you see Avi, and you see a gigantic, way bigger than the one you just came out of, cannon that Avi basically has pointed, not quite point blank, but maybe about 10 feet away from the dome, pointed directly at it. As the door opens, he says, "Wow, that was some pinpoint shooting. That was good work. Whoever did that up there did it was Ango, right?
It was Ango.
I trained him. Yeah, boy, that was a hole in one.
I pulled the lever.
He sees you, Taka, and goes, Taka, what happened to your whole skin situation?
Those spray tans went wrong.
He says, oh man, if you have stone skin on, that should have thrown off the trajectory of the... Oh man, if you hadn't done that, you probably would have smashed right into the side of this thing.
He's a hero.
I'm a hero.
He says, okay, boys, here's the situation. Here's what I figured out. He pops out some little scanner that he's got with him, little tricorder-looking doodad, and points it at the barrier, and you see sort of a sine wave appear on it, and it's... The waves are sort of contracting and expanding. And he says, this is whatever energy this thing's giving off. This isn't what Avi sounds like. It's been a while since he's talked. I think he had more of like a Surfer Bro voice, but I kind of lifted that for Carrie. I'm sorry my voices are getting so out of whack, everybody. Doing my best. He says, this whatever energy this thing's giving off, it fluctuates, and it gets weaker, and then it gets stronger. And my hypothesis that I've tested out with like a couple rocks, and I did it with a skull, is that if you launch something with enough speed and momentum, right when this thing's at its weakest energy signature, I'm like 94% sure. If I shoot you out of this big cannon directly at this thing, right when the energy signature is at its weakest, you're going to pass right through it, and it's going to be totally great.
What percent?
Cool.
What percent?
94 to 93 to 95.
That's still an A, but
That's an A, yeah, sure. What's everybody's passive perception like?
My passive perception is 11.
Now, how would I know that, girl?
It's I think it's like 8 plus whatever your perception, or 10 plus whatever your perception bonus is.
Mine's 15.
Merle, you notice out of your corner of your eye, coming from behind you in the direction that you were shot down, you see something move and sort of disturb the clay earth about 30 feet behind you. It looks kind of like that hilarious movie Caddyshack, and there's that groundhog that causes all the folks just no end of trouble, just so much
that
trouble.
gopher.
Is it a gopher?
Yes.
I love that movie. Anyway, you notice something disturbing the earth and moving in your direction. It's coming, and it's coming pretty quick.
Hey, guys, look.
What is it?
It's a gopher.
Sweet.
Cool.
Okay, so if you're not going to do anything about it, the shape moves towards you, and
fellas, we need to brace ourselves for impact.
Branches
Something's
off.
coming at us under the ground.
it branches into 3 of these little moving patches of clay earth, almost like it's starting to encircle this group of people. And quickly emerging from the ground, you see 3 very large, very purple worms. pop out of the ground, almost trimmer style. They are, from what is sticking out of the ground is about 10 feet long, pretty about a car tire in terms of thickness, with these 3 sharp yellow pincers at their mouth, forming kind of a beak, and they are screaming like they're in distress, and they are upon you. Let's roll initiative.
Of course, now there's a 20.
I had a 7.
I have a 15. And Justin rolled a 20.
20. Of course, there's my 20.
Does that mean he gets a special bonus attack because he rolled a crit?
No. Okay.
think it does.
Taco is first in the order. You got these 3 worms. They're all about. They're sort of encircling you. They look pretty. They look pretty gnarly. And they sound like they're in distress, and they are about 10 feet away from you.
Are they literally surrounding us, or are they 10 feet apart, like coming at us?
They're not
and
literally
spraying?
surrounding you, but they are 10 feet apart, 10 feet away from you, forming like a triangle.
Okay, well, I am going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Because that seems like a good thing. Yeah, okay, so I can hit 2 of them on this.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast it as a level 3 spell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I can do an additional 2d8 damage with it.
What do they have to do? They some sort
They
of
have to
saving
do a
throw?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I'll do one. I'll do one at a time.
That's fine. Yeah, each
The first one fails. The second one got an 18, so that's a success, I imagine.
Yes.
So you hit one of them.
So he takes 2, 6, 11, 13 damage.
Okay.
Not that impressive.
This thing like squeals and gives out kind of a pathetic cry as it and you knock it back, right?
Unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect, and since they're still somewhat submerged,
I'm actually going to say that you knock it out of the ground. Like
Okay, cool.
the force of this thing like pulls the rest of its body out of the ground. There wasn't a whole lot in there, sort of tethering it. So you knock it out of its hole, and this thing is fully exposed, and it's just sort of wriggling around on the ground and kind of crying. Next in the order is the worms. The one that you hit is I'm going to say it's prone, so it's going to spend its turn. It's going to spend its turn righting itself, reaching or lifting the top part of its body up, and then smashing down into the ground and burrowing down, and then it's going to use another move to kind of move over and burrow up and hide behind one of its unharmed fellow purple worms. The other 2 are you see their mouths start to glow red, and the 2 of them are casting Scorching Ray, and they're both going to aim at you, Taco, since you just hurt the other boy.
okay.
That is a spell attack throw. The first one is, what's your AC?
Right now,
Yeah. Oh, you have stone skin.
that doesn't affect my AC. My AC is 13.
Oh, the first.
Stone skin doesn't affect your AC?
No, sir. It gives me resistances to certain types of damage.
Interesting. Is fire one of those types of damage?
Non-magical, bludgeoning, piercing,
so
and
no.
slashing.
The second one's going to be a hit.
Okay.
Hold on.
You're going to take.
This is an attack, right?
Yeah. It is a
so I'm
ranged
gonna
spell
use
attack. It's not a melee attack.
It's as long as there's an attack roll against him.
Oh, okay.
Instead of a save, I
Yeah.
can do protection.
Okay. That's 19 versus AC. Still going to hit.
Sorry, I tried.
Hey, well, c'est la vie.
Good job.
That is 21 points of fire damage
Hachi machi.
as you get lit up by this one. And another one tries to blast you, but it curves around and it hits the barrier and just kind of diffuses, doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Next in the order is Dad.
I'm going to cast my new spell, Flame Strike, because we got 2 of them right next to each other, right? Because one's hiding behind the other one.
Yes.
So I cast this. It's a vertical column of divine fire that roars down from the heavens
Jesus.
in a location you specify. Each creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is an 11. Not going to do it. What is your...
Spell DC?
Yes.
Is 16.
Holy shit. Okay, they super don't save.
Okay, well, each one of them takes 4d6 fire damage.
Damn, son.
Wow.
Wait a minute. And 4d6 radiant damage.
Good lord,
get
did
to
you just
rolling.
burn your, nuke?
What level spell is that?
Wait. Level 5, nosy.
Nice.
6. 8. 4. I'm up to 18.
Wait.
1. That's 19, right?
That's the fire, right?
How did you get an 8 on a D6?
That's actually a super good question, Travis, and I think it's something worth looking into. I think maybe let's take that one back to the judges.
Let me do some investigation here on my end.